What's good, Green Thumbs? My name is John Moody, and this is the Johnny Learns Gardening YouTube channel. Welcome back to another episode of the weekly garden update. I'm just going to show you what I got going on. Today's date is Sunday, August 23rd. It is about 12:30 p.m. and it's about just under 80 degrees. So let's do it. Alrighty, been noticing a lot of activity with the animals out here. Mr. Squirrel. Ooh, did you see him jump from wire to wire? That's pretty cool. But it wasn't just the squirrels, it was also the birds. What are you guys out here doing? Hmm? What were you out here doing? Alright, so this is it. Bed 1, compost bays, all the containers. Bed 2, more containers. Bed 3 with more containers. Where shall we start? Let's start with bed 1. Over here with this guy, this is my second year carrot. I waited the second year so that I could harvest the seeds. I did watch a video on how to harvest the seeds. I guess I wasn't supposed to wait for it to turn brown. I didn't really watch it with my full attention because, kids and distractions. But anyway, I guess I'm just supposed to cut off all the heads or all these flower heads, and I didn't even get to see how they actually harvested, but I have a pretty good idea. So anyway, if you're interested in some carrot seeds, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to have a whole bunch of carrot seeds. And if you've been following along with me this season, you would know that this bed was supposed to be for all my root vegetables. But because things don't always go according to plan, it has turned into another melon garden. So all of the melons that I planted, they were all at the same time. Everything over here are late bloomers. So in addition to the melons, I also started some new corn. So I got some corn coming in because all of that corn is spent. But I also tried to get lettuce going. That didn't happen. I think I did plant some more root vegetables, so carrots, onions. So far, I haven't seen anything. I don't know why I cannot be successful with onions. Carrots, I'm only so successful. But hopefully, with all these new seeds, I'll have a lot more practice. And down in this container, I have a cherry tomato plant. I even got some basil in there, if you can see it. Zoom. So, companion planting. That's what's up. But yeah, as we go through this, if you haven't been following along, my plan for this year was to actually sell some plants, which did not happen. So that's why I have way more plants than I need. That's typically my behavior. But anyway, like I said, plans don't always go through, and you're left with having to deal with it. And this is me dealing with it. So that's one tomato plant. And in this container is another melon plant. Which one's which? I don't know. I think this is the watermelon because right next to it I thought was a cucumber plant, which wasn't really doing very well. I see one melon actually forming right now. Obviously, it's not a cucumber plant. There was a lot of confusion for me this season because I've never grown cantaloupe before. I've tried, but not at this rate. I have a lot of cantaloupe plants. We'll get through them, but I'm assuming this one is a cantaloupe plant because I mistook it for a cucumber plant, and it's not a cucumber plant because there's a melon right there. Right next door is my jalapeno plant, one of them anyway, and it is producing a lot of jalapenos. I get a good shot of that. So from here, you can't really tell it's a lot, but It's a lot. And that's just one of 3 or 4 jalapeno plants I got going. So yeah. So bed one, I do have some beets in there somewhere. I don't know how much longer it needs, but should be pretty soon if it hasn't already passed the time for me to harvest. As far as the other root vegetables, did I plant more radish? I think I did plant more radish, but I can't tell because it's taken over. Oh, those are also potatoes over there. I had some russet potatoes from the grocery store that were starting to sprout, and this is my first time planting them to see if I could get more potatoes out of them. So far, so good, at least the way it looks on top. Only time will tell what's going on in the dirt. Moving on to bed two. This is where I'm practicing the Three Sisters method: corn, zucchini, and green beans. I have harvested a few ears of corn. I've left a few on because I wasn't quite sure, and I figured I would let it have a little more time. Please excuse the wind. I hope this mic is working okay. Out of the 2 zucchini plants I have, there's one right there. There's another one down in there. Only this one has been producing the fruit. I think I got about 6 zucchini from this one plant so far. This one looks like it has one coming in, but it's growing kind of weird. It's too close to the fence, and then they're getting all deformed and jammed up. So there's a lesson learned. And then, do you see this leaf right here? Let me see. It is all chewed up. So, Auntie Sheila, there's a question for you. You said, "How do I keep all the pests away?" And my answer was, I don't. I let nature take its course. I recently watched a video from the MI Gardener channel, and it was all about disposing of Japanese beetles. I have a little story about Japanese beetles. My wife's dad's farmhouse was, I don't want to say infested, but pretty much overran by these little ladybug looking beetle type things. And someone said that they were Japanese beetles. I just went along with it because that someone is a credible source for the most part, but totally different looking to what I saw in the video for MI Gardener. And just the other night, I happened to see my very first Japanese beetle, the same example that was left in that MI Gardener video. But yeah, so I didn't know what was eating my leaves. I'm sure the Japanese beetle was one of probably many culprits. But anyway, go check that video out. It's actually pretty cool. He used neem oil to kind of get rid of them and deal with them. And then he took a bucket of soap water and was physically knocking them off of the plants so that they fall into the bucket of soap water, and then they died instantly. I am against using neem oil because of its potential to disrupt the other beneficial insects, and I just didn't want to risk it. So, Auntie Sheila, neem oil is a good way to deal with pests if you do have a garden or if you're interested in starting a garden. Neem oil. So, yeah, moving on. Zucchini, corn. I have harvested some green beans. As you can see, there are some forming. As you can see, zoom so that you can see. But yeah, these guys are small. I saw a huge one earlier today. I did get it, but remember, you can't let them mature on the vine, otherwise the plant will stop producing, and I don't want the plant to stop producing. So far in this Three Sisters method, notice how I didn't have my built trellis. I usually have this trellis that I built that's connected from this bed to this bed that allows the green beans to climb over. I didn't do that this year because I wanted them to climb on the corn like they were supposed to. And they are doing it. They're doing it just fine. The only problem is that nothing is growing on these, so these guys are okay. But I'm finding issues over here where I feel like it's choking out the corn stalk. They're all kind of bunched up and it feels really overcrowded in here. So as far as harvesting, I really have to dig. And then I cleared up some of the leaves from this zucchini plant. Can you see that little zucchini that's forming? Right there? Yeah. So I just harvested one this morning. It was fairly big and it was sticking through the wired fence, so it's kind of scratched up. There was also another baby zucchini that fell off as I was harvesting that big one. So this bunching up stuff can be kind of frustrating. So lesson learned, give yourself some more space. Moving on, since I'm over here, I'll talk about these containers. I have 1, 2, 3 containers of just straight basil. I've harvested a lot. I just put them straight into the freezer. That way they're fresh and ready for me to use them when I need to use them. But yeah, if anybody's interested in some basil, let me know. This is a cherry tomato plant. The tomatoes are forming. I think I did harvest a couple little cherry tomatoes this morning. Here's another jalapeno plant. So this is the second one. This one was struggling for a while. Same thing, you can see a lot of bug damage, but it's coming along, so it's already forming some peppers. Next to it is parsley. So yeah, I haven't really been paying close attention to the parsley. So it's really long, really leggy. I don't know if that's really how it's supposed to be, because as long as I've been growing parsley, it's never gotten further than this. Yeah, I got some parsley to grow and then didn't do anything with it. So yet again, I have some parsley growing and I'm not doing anything with it. Looks cool though. And then you see that little watermelon down there? Because I have another watermelon plant. And yeah, this is the year of the watermelon. Here's another there's another grape tomato plant in there. You can see that. Can you see that? Grape tomatoes right there. Uh-oh, Ben's joining us. Yes, Benjamin. Can I help you what? Can I help you with that? Okay, I'll help you with that. Pause.
Pulled back all the way.
Now it's pulled back all the way.
Now we can.
Now you can use it properly. Potentially use it properly.
I am.
Why is it not going? Because you probably shouldn't be playing with toy shotguns. Okay, pause again. All right. You're on film, Ben. What are you going to do? What are you going to show? Got a Ben intermission. You're showing how far this can shoot. Ooh, you shot in my house? He does not care. I love my son. I wish I could be more like him. You want to show me how I do what? You want to show the YouTubers how you... Ooh, nice. So yeah, he pulled that back, and then the shell pops out. All right. Thank you, Ben, for showing us your new toy. You still need help? Yeah, all right. All right, back to business. So where was I? Cherry tomato plants, and then I was on my way to the beefsteak tomato plant. I have harvested some, but not a lot, and there's more coming. Hopefully, even more will come. That's all I have to say about that, because this isn't my only beefsteak tomato plant. Also in this bed, I did not plant any potatoes, but potatoes have formed. So last year, I did plant potatoes, and I shot a video with the kids and I harvesting them. We must have missed a couple, because these came up voluntarily. Before I get to the last bed, I'll come back for these containers. Oh, in my compost pile, Bay 1, a zucchini plant has formed. So far, no fruit, but it got pretty big. Excuse me, Benny boy. There's a bug on your hand? Yeah, there's bugs out here.
No, a head.
A head?
On my head.
There's a bug on your head?
When I was going back inside.
Huh?
When I was going back inside.
When you were going back inside, there was a bug on your head. Did you shoo it away? Say, shoo fly, don't bother me. All right. Are you going back inside, or are you hanging out here? What?
I want you to come with me.
You want me to come with you back inside? All right, let's do this. Alright, just got done walking Ben back inside because a bug was on his head. Before we were so rudely interrupted, I was talking about that zucchini plant that was voluntarily growing in my compost bin, and I wanted to come over here. The kiwi plant is hanging in there, not really doing anything because he has nobody to do anything with. Tried to get another kiwi plant so that it could have a friend, but the friend didn't survive. I really wanted to come over here because this was my most successful cucumber plant. It grew all the way over here. Looks like there might be another cucumber forming, but I probably got about 5 or 6 cucumbers off this one plant. I don't know if that's ideal. I don't know if other gardeners get more fruit off their single plants. So I have no basis of comparison. I just know that I'm greedy and I want more. And I don't know if the seeds that I buy are the cause, the variety of plants that I buy is the cause, or obviously there are other factors that play, like bug damage and powdery mildew. But anyway, this one has been my star. I probably got excuse me, I probably got about 6 cucumbers from this total. And then down here is another jalapeno plant. Same thing, I kind of didn't know that I put one in there, but there's one coming, so I'll take it. Right next to it is a marigold. So my marigolds came in kind of late, and I guess, yeah, they didn't have the chance to do their job, which is deter certain pests. This is my mint that's already flowering and going to seed, and ironically, I thought mint was supposed to keep flies away, and look at that. Zoom, there's a fly on the mint flower. Zoom out. This was my blueberry plant, and for a couple of years it looked like it was hanging on by a thin thread, and this year it looked like it didn't want to come back, so I planted another marigold, and yeah, so far no flower. By the way, while we were over here, did you catch that little melon down there? So that's my leaf mold bin, and the watermelon has grown out this far, and I'm seeing one melon down there, so hopefully he does well. Good luck, little buddy. All right, moving on. So this is the lavender, and yeah, I don't really know too much about lavender. First couple years nothing happened, then I finally got it going. Last year was mostly just the green part. This year I actually got it to bloom, or it actually bloomed, not that I really did much. But yeah, same thing. It's supposed to deter flies and mosquitoes, but there's still lots of flies, and every time I come out here at night I get eaten alive by mosquitoes. So maybe I just don't have enough. I don't know, but there you go. And then right next to it, same thing. It did flower. It was pretty for a little while, but yeah, then it just kind of ran its course, I guess. I don't know what I have in here. Looks like cilantro, maybe parsley, and yeah, weeds. And in this container was the other cucumber plant. This one wasn't as successful. I felt like it got attacked by bugs a lot faster. I thought I did see a cucumber beetle in here at one point, but so far it probably has produced 3 or 4 fruits, but not very much. And then next to it, I thought was another cucumber plant, but I thought wrong because it was a cantaloupe. And this is the most advanced I've ever seen a cantaloupe grow in my own garden. It's quite small, but I need to watch a video about when I'm supposed to harvest it because I don't think it's getting any bigger. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Then the next container is the raspberries. I actually had some fruit develop, but I waited too long and then it just dried up. It looked all gross. So better luck next year, maybe. And then in the tire bed, I got another marigold coming in. And then I didn't realize it was a vining flower, but I forget the name of the flower. My kids bought me a pack of flowers for my birthday, and I wanted to plant it and show them that I'm cool and I appreciated their gift, but so far it's only gotten this far. Hey look, another cherry tomato plant. This one I've harvested quite a few cherry tomatoes, and it looks like I will be harvesting quite a few more. So yeah, I have a lot of cherry tomatoes, guys. Let me know if you want some. Okay, then there's wildflower beds. The flowers bloom at different times, so it's not as pretty as I was picturing it. My dad planted that a few years ago, gotten quite big, and the flowers come and go. All right, let's talk about this bed. So my original plan for this new metal raised garden bed was to plant my lettuce in here. That obviously did not happen, and what I have instead are more melons, So there's a watermelon down there, more cherry tomatoes. There's some up here. There's another beefsteak tomato plant in there. There's some of the fruit. I want to say there's another jalapeno plant in there. And yeah, so much for planning. Yeah, look at all this growth, all these melons. I have a lot more to say about the melons. Let's go. So in addition to the raised garden bed, I made these containers. I mean, I didn't make them. I just drilled holes in them and used them as planters. So with all the transplants of all my starts from early spring, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to put them. My original idea was to put my brassicas in these containers because last year they were attacked by aphids and I didn't want them with the rest of the stuff, with the rest of the garden. Instead, I planted the majority of the melons in here. So I got this guy in here. I think there were 2 plants branching out and going in different directions, but the one that I had on this vine that was resting on this bucket, it was the first one that formed, and I kind of noticed it wasn't really developing as fast as I thought it should, and I picked it up one day and it was all soft and slimy on the bottom, so it basically rotted. So this isn't the most ideal place to keep your melons. In fact, because of that other one, I took that one off. The reason why I put it on here is because the only time in the past that I was successful growing a watermelon, that was what I used. Otherwise, something graded so that the moisture and water can fall through, so it's not sitting in water, would probably be more ideal. But yeah, it was what has worked for me in the past, and now I realize that was a fluke and I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, at least done a better job at keeping it dry. Whenever I come out in water, I spray with the hose and kind of just leave it. So live and learn. But there's another melon down there. Cantaloupe. Uncle Jarrell wants me to be more specific. There's one down here. There's one down there. Ooh, there's another one right there. Are you guys keeping count? 1, 2. Like I said, 2 different varieties of watermelon as well as 2 different varieties of cantaloupe. Which one's which, I do not know, but I'll try my best to be better prepared next year. And I'll try my best to be better planned next year. So yeah, again, things went to the wayside because number 1, the weather was jacked up. It didn't start getting warm until late May. And number 2, I'm not the best salesman. So anybody that wanted to plant or said that they wanted to plant, I wasn't ready in time. They weren't ready for whatever I had ready. And yeah, as a result, I'm left with all this. So yeah, that is okay. That is all right. Everything is all good. I'm sorry, I was about to do my closing thoughts and I didn't show you guys these. So yeah, this is one watermelon and one cantaloupe, and then this cherry tomato plant is all falling over and stuff. Yeah, I needed to do better with my tomato cages and trellises. I was trying to avoid it this year, so let this be a lesson learned. Doesn't this make you sad? So I thought I was cool, and I thought that I would try to build my own greenhouse using materials that I already had. These are the wooden slats for a king-size bed that I broke, and it's just been sitting in the basement, and I tried to use it for this purpose. And I'm not a carpenter or a builder, not very handy at all, and I did buy a staple gun. Staples were not deep enough to hold it. I actually took time to hammer in some nails. Same thing, I don't know why that couldn't hold it. So I found some duct tape and that worked initially, but yeah, see, the wood is breaking where the nails were. The duct tape is failing, probably because of the heat. And yeah, this is a project that has failed, and I'm torn between changing it up or continue to keep trying. I feel like I'm probably going to change it up. But anyway, this is the frame, and then I was going to use all these sticks, and then I have a collection of plastic bottles, and that's how I was going to use everything to build this greenhouse. Unfortunately, as per usual, things did not go according to plan. See Spidey chilling up there? So yeah, that is all for this one, folks. I have future plans and I would like a little more engagement. If you guys are interested or have any ideas or have any comments, let me know. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye then.